What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F123 Mobile Racing Career. We are here for episode number 57 today as we get set then for another episode with the Red Bull team. If you guys did miss the previous episode, definitely be sure to go check it out before you see this one here. And coming into today's episode, yes, we are at Spa, and once again, we are at a snowy Spa that looks wet, but apparently is dry. But let's get on with it with the qualifying lap, which we are totally going to do. And by totally, I mean we're going to literally skip it and get on straight to the race then as we go to the grid, and it is going to be, well, Verstappen on pole from Stroll, Alonso, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris. We got Sainz and Piastri 7th, 8th, and the two Alpines walking out the 5th row here. Russell down there in P15, surprisingly, so we'll see how he can manage, and we'll see how we can manage as we go to 5. Red lights set for the Belgian Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we go. And it's a decent start from us as we quickly move to the inside, which is the preferred overtaking line for Source. Into the hairpin we go, nice and easy on the brakes. Taking it nice and easy through this corner here, up into P15 as Sargent actually makes it P16 for us as it goes around the outside, but we managed to use some ERS and fly our way through, making our way to his Rouge and ready on. This is not the ideal situation. We've got the squeeze between Joe and Hulkenberg here, just managing to keep it on the track there, and luckily no major consequences for any of us as we make our way down the Camel Straight here, passing Madison, passing Bottas, but we got on the grass there a little bit here. We have to use a bit more ERS and eventually make our way past the Finnish driver up into P11 as we got all countries ahead of us here. We go right into the back then of the Frenchman driver. Not exactly sure what my plan was there, but we're just going to gloss over that and continue on with the race here as we make our way down towards the long right-hander here. Third gear here, nice and easy, making our way through. Someone's out of shape there in front, and it's a huge train of cars. Ocon gets in the way once again, not very helpful. In fact, it's the Alpine of Gasly. I mean, should I be surprised? The two Alpines fighting once again. I guess really shouldn't be surprised as we make our way through. Huan then here. We're still up in P9 here. Luckily, the car hasn't taken too much of a beating. It's only up to 6% on the power unit, so we should be okay here. Making our way through this this set of corners. Not sure what they're called here, but the car feeling very nice here. We got Piastri and McLaren just up ahead of us here. He had a decent qualifying session for the first time in a while, I think, but we're up into P8 then, now passing his teammate Norris up for P7 here. We made a bit of contact with him. That's a lot of Piastri to get past here. We got Sainz up ahead in P6 here, and a bit of fighting up ahead here. We thought about a move on Sainz here, but in towards Blanchimont. Don't want to think about a possible crash as we make our way towards the bus stop chicane. We have a chance for a triple overtake here. Alonso goes right into the back of us. We actually come back on circuit and slam into the side pod of Lewis Hamilton there. We got a big contact penalty, and somehow out of all of that, our car is still in one piece there, passing Alonso there up into P5. Alonso, I think he was also looking for a move on Hamilton, and speaking of Hamilton, we made a very late move there on the 7-time world champion. But speaking of Alonso, as I say, I think he was also trying to look for a move on the 7-time world champion. He didn't see us behind him coming at a rapid rate of speed, and that's why we had to take evasive action. We went onto the grass there, luckily to keep going here, as we make our way onto the Camel Straight, passing by Charles Leclerc here, one of our former teammates, and now passing Stroll for P2 then. And we got Verstappen just ahead of us in P1, so could be another Red Bull 1-2 if we make this pass nice and clean here as we make our way through the Lake Holm chicane here. Now making our way through this right-hander, now down towards the downhill right-hander here. Up behind Verstappen here, but we're going to take it nice and easy here, looking potentially on the outside of the Dutchman, but he makes a very nice, solid move on the inside to keep his position here. And really now what we can do is we can stick behind him. This is Monza all over again here, just trying to stick behind and see if we can get a beautiful slipstream here on the Camel Straight here. But we're kind of backing ourselves up into Stroll. Stroll is just under a second behind us as we speak, so if Verstappen does not get a move on, I'm obviously going to overtake the Dutchman and see if we can get through. But for now, Verstappen's holding a decent pace here. Stroll is slowly catching us, but we can defend very well from giving a bit of Verstappen a bit of a love tap through that corner here. Now pretty much pushing him through the section, trying to get a guy a move on here. Now eventually we're going to pull over to the right-hand side here. We had a bit of tire banging here. I don't think Verstappen's going to be too happy about that, but we had to get a move on because Stroll was right behind us here. Verstappen backs out of it into Blanchimont just about there. And now we can set our sights on having a clean final lap here in towards the bus stop chicane. We go for the second time here, keeping the car on the black stuff just about there. And now we can start the final lap of this Belgian Grand Prix here. 1.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen as we cross the line in towards the Lasource hairpin here. Down to second gear, carry the momentum on the outside. We went a bit wide there, but we managed to keep some of the momentum and now making our way towards the Eau Rouge and Radillon here. into the left, right, left kink here, keeping it on the black stuff. Don't touch those curves, those curves for some reason slow you down, not exactly sure. Using the remaining bit of ERS to push our speed up a little bit, 175 pretty much here, as we're going to make it to the braking zone just about here. Yes, we will hit 175, I think for a split second there, yes we will, and that is us with a, well, not a purple first sector, because we do not have any sort of slipstream off any of the other guys, but we're still pulling away from Verstappen very well. He's about a second, he's actually only half a second ahead of Stroll here. That DRS is actually working pretty effectively around that Kemmel straight, so Verstappen may have to play a bit of defense into the final sector here, but for us here, we have a very, very clean final clean 2 sectors just to go through. If we can make this stick very easily, we should be okay. So we make our way into this right-hander here for the final time in this Grand Prix, taking it very nice. The car on rails this time, again, not as light as the Ferrari, but it is still very, very compliant with our inputs here. Making our way through this right-hander here, 42.39 in that middle sector here, showing the absolute pace that this car has under our hands when we're not trapped by the AIs. We make our way towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. We touched the inside there. Unfortunately, that lost us a bit of momentum, and when I mean a bit, I mean a lot there. We were down to, we lost about 40 miles an hour in a span of like a second right there, so that was not ideal. Into the bus stop chicane one more time here, letting the car roll through very nicely. Using the DRS here towards the line, it's going to be another victory for us as we come across the line. Very, very solid here. That's going to be another 1-2 for the Red Bull team. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode then for another race.